What is the primary purpose of Azure policy? A. To enforce organizational standards and assess compliance at scale. B. To manage user identities and access to resources. C. To provide a platform for deploying and managing virtual machines. D. To monitor and diagnose networking issues. The correct answer is A. To enforce organizational standards and assess compliance at scale. Azure policy is designed to enforce organizational standards and assess compliance at scale. It helps ensure that resources are compliant with your corporate standards and service level agreements. The other options are incorrect because they describe different Azure services. Managing user identities is done by Azure Active Directory, deploying virtual machines is handled by Azure Virtual Machines, and monitoring networking issues is done by Azure Network Watcher. Which of the following scenarios best illustrates the use of Azure policy? Creating a virtual network to connect multiple Azure resources. B. Enforcing a rule that only certain VM sizes can be deployed in a subscription. C. Setting up a load balancer to distribute traffic across multiple VMs. D. Configuring a backup solution for critical data. The correct answer is B. Enforcing a rule that only certain VM sizes can be deployed in a subscription. Azure policy can be used to enforce rules such as restricting the VM sizes that can be deployed within a subscription. This helps maintain compliance with organizational standards. The other scenarios involve different Azure services. Creating a virtual network is related to Azure Virtual Network. Setting up a load balancer involves Azure Load Balancer, and configuring a backup solution is related to Azure Backup. How does Azure policy help in maintaining compliance? A. By providing detailed cost analysis and optimization recommendations. B. By automatically applying tags to resources for better organization. C. By auditing resources and enforcing rules to ensure they meet organizational standards. D. By offering real-time performance monitoring and alerts. The correct answer is C. By auditing resources and enforcing rules to ensure they meet organizational standards. Azure policy helps maintain compliance by auditing resources and enforcing rules to ensure they meet organizational standards. It does not provide cost analysis, which is done by Azure Cost Management, apply tags automatically, which can be done through Azure Resource Manager, or offer real-time performance monitoring, which is done by Azure Monitor. What is a key feature of Azure policy that differentiates it from role-based access control, RBAC? A. Azure policy focuses on who can access resources. B. Azure policy is used to define and enforce resource creation and configuration rules. C. Azure policy provides detailed billing and cost management reports. D. Azure policy is used to manage user identities and authentication. The correct answer is B. Azure policy is used to define and enforce resource creation and configuration rules. Azure policy is used to define and enforce rules for resource creation and configuration, ensuring compliance with organizational standards. This differentiates it from RBAC, which focuses on who can access resources. Billing and cost management are handled by Azure Cost Management, and user identities and authentication are managed by Azure Active Directory. Which Azure service would you use in conjunction with Azure policy to remediate non-compliant resources automatically? A. Azure Monitor. B. Azure Automation. C. Azure Security Center. D. Azure Blueprints. The correct answer is D. Azure Blueprints. Azure Blueprints can be used in conjunction with Azure policy to automatically remediate non-compliant resources by deploying artifacts such as policies, role assignments, and resource groups. Azure Monitor is used for monitoring and diagnostics, Azure Automation for automating tasks, and Azure Security Center for security management. What is the benefit of using initiatives in Azure policy? Initiatives allow you to group multiple policies into a single unit for easier management. Initiatives provide real-time alerts for policy violations. Initiatives enable the automatic scaling of resources based on demand. Initiatives offer detailed cost management and optimization insights. The correct answer is A. Initiatives allow you to group multiple policies into a single unit for easier management. Initiatives in Azure Policy allow you to group multiple policies into a single unit, making it easier to manage and assign them to resources. Real-time alerts are provided by Azure Monitor, automatic scaling is handled by Azure Autoscale, and cost management insights are provided by Azure Cost Management.